to the pre-show. Welcome to the pre-show. Welcome to the pre-show. This is the part of
Hey,
the
we're
show where we
here.
talk about what we're going to do in the show. Yeah, we're here finally. A couple weeks ago we missed we missed Monday because of WrestleMania. I had some family over and we watched Mania. Awesome, awesome Mania. Had such a good time. I realized that the reason I didn't watch wrestling was because of Vince McMahon. Like I was like genuinely not really boycotting it like actively, but subconsciously I was like, man, this dude is just a bad guy, and I don't want anything to do with anything that he's got. I just lost interest. But yeah, with him, terrible news for him to go out on, but now that he's out, it
Did,
really
did
does
you
feel
hear?
like it's sort of a new era, with Triple H
Yeah.
running stuff.
Did you hear that he's going to be selling off his whatever amount of percentage of stock he owns in TKO, the new enterprise that is, and going to start
Yeah,
his new business,
well,
a new wrestling company?
that's not going to happen.
It's not going to have. He's not going to start a new wrestling company.
He's
Who's
not
going
going
to
to be
work
able to
for
do
him?
that. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do that. And that's not to take anything away from him as a businessman. To be a businessman in this society, you got to be a shithead and asshole. But if you break the law, you should pay. And he
Exactly.
definitely did. And he's a dumb, 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 dumb person. Um,
I'm,
in a lot of other ways. Most
I
geniuses
don't
are
care.
dumb in a lot of ways.
I don't care how you look at it. You don't pay women exorbitant amounts of money after sexually harassing them and tell them to be quiet. That immediately just throws you in jail.
It at least makes you like a huge dumbass who cannot be
Hmm.
worked with, on a professional level. You know what I'm saying? So. And then last week, man, I was so sick. I'm still sick. I still got, I can't tell if it's allergies or if it's still my sinus infection going on, but I had strep, sinus infection, upper respiratory infection. I slept for like 3 days. It was just miserable, 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 miserable. And it sucked because I took time off work to do stuff in the garden. Now it's gonna have a frost tonight. But then, like right after that Monday, bam, it just hit me so hard. Like I got to take off Sunday to make sure that I can be over this by Monday to go to work, and then Monday morning hit, and I was just oh shit. And Monday is like a no to call out at my job. That's like it's not a no. If you're sick, you're sick, but
Yeah.
that's like the worst day to call out. We were just super busy on Mondays, and then I was just out until Friday. Thursday morning, I was like, all right, I got to get back to work. I got to get back to work, and I hit my boss up. He's like, well, let's talk. And he hit me. It was even before my shift. Well, let's talk real quick. I got a minute before a meeting, and he heard me, and I sounded twice as bad as I do now. He's like, nope, you ain't gonna be on the phones today. You ain't gonna make it half the day, and then you'll have to be out tomorrow. Just take off. You got the time.
That's
If
a
you
good
want it
boss.
off,
That's
take it
better than
off.
mine.
He's like, I had the time. And he's like, if you got the time, you might as well take it. Taylor finally here. I know I say that as a shit talker who hadn't showed up the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, go
But
yourself, seriously.
I know. Bad
Taylor
news
is
in the
exactly where he needs to be when
yeah.
he needs to be there.
We'll start news off with something bad. Valiant, Hickman, and X-Men. That's the news this week. We do have some food news, and we do have a moment of destruction, and then top three, of course. A lot of really good books, but nothing like that blew me, away. There's a couple of, Wonder Woman. Are you kidding me? I just
Yeah.
retired. Oh my gosh, that shit was brilliant. But yeah, we'll talk about that in top three. So yeah, it's gonna be a great show, y'all. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sheer fucking hubris.
How dare we? How dare we? Awesome segment one too. I don't even know what y'all are gonna talk about. Damn, I had a lot of time being sick to watch the TV. Greetings, Geek. Welcome back. This is another episode of This Geek and Comics Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit Talk Show.
Gomer Taylor, Andy hanging out. Happy birthday
Hey,
to Adam,
hey.
regular host here. He's not
Happy
here tonight.
birthday.
Segment one, what did we do this week? Well, last week too. Man, X-Men 97 almost had me crying a week or so ago with the Remember Me episode. How do they jam every terrible X-Men comic into the same damn thing? And by terrible, I mean like heartbreaking, heart-wrenching. Just,
Like
oh
the
my
X-Men, like
gosh.
going through the shit.
All in one episode too, man. Like put everything together. It was like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness. But
Yeah,
yeah,
with
fantastic show.
the death of Gambit, it was really just heartbreaking at the end of this because Rogue able to. I mean, the big reveal is Rogue that can touch Magneto,
Yeah,
and then like being able to touch and kiss Magneto during that dance, and then Gambit's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go like kill this
yeah,
giant.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
Sentinel.
like
Charlie Brown music as he's walking away.
pour one out for fuck. Like even before he died, like that was pretty brutal. Even before that, because like she had just had the like, but Remy, we can never truly be together, and then immediately does like a huge like PDA with Magneto in front of the whole fucking world.
I
During
know.
the Hellfire Gala, by the way, which never been
I don't think
historically
it was
good.
They don't
it was the
call it
Hellfire
that,
Gala.
but
It wasn't that, but
it did seem like they were pulling from that sort of thing and mixing it in with Genosha in a way that was new and fresh. Everything about it felt like X-Men comics. But again, it felt like 10 or 15 different comics all jammed together to make this awesome sandwich. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it.
and
Almost had
I
me crying.
assume Magneto's not dead just because like
I
they
have
didn't take
to
him out of the
assume that
opening or
as well.
anything, but like he looked like he like the Sentinel was like eliminated or whatever, but
Yeah.
they're
I
not
would
dwelling on it like they did with Gambit, so I'm assuming he's probably
Yeah,
not dead.
and I mean, they dwelled on Charles being dead. Charles isn't fucking dead, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so they're gonna
Yeah,
do, and that too, that whole thing with Chalandra and Guardian and all those motherfuckers, Gladiator, it's just amazing shit, and for
Yeah,
them
I
to
mean,
pull that in
yeah.
is so great.
Nice little takedown of colonialism there.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, very well done. Jeff in the chat, thanks for hanging out, Jeff. We appreciate
Hey,
it. You
Jeff.
love every episode has been great.
Yeah.
It
I
has.
did.
It really has.
I did like that one line that Solandra's sister said was like, we're not going to go to terror that backwater,
Yeah.
planet. It's like,
Ghetto, yeah.
whoa, wait, we're backwater?
I
It's like,
mean,
oh yes,
I mean-
no, yes, we are.
Compared to a spacefaring civilization, you kind of have to concede the point on that one, but
yeah.
But, like,
Honestly, you do.
But not we missed talking about it as well, and it does really get overshadowed by the next two episodes. But that episode with Jubilee,
Oh,
going
the
into
video
was
game.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
that
Mojo World.
Like
Yeah.
all the sprite work was really fun. Like a lot of the little nods, like to the different video games from X-Men Past was really fun, and
Yeah.
bringing back the original voice actress to be old Jubilee was a nice
that
little
was really
Easter
good.
egg.
A stroke of genius. Yeah, dude, this show is really smart. It knows who it's talking to. It knows its fan base, and it's not missing a beat. I'm enjoying it. There's some beef we could talk about. Listen to the bullies later for the Magneto grooming thing. I'm sure they're going to talk about that.
Oh, please.
We are not.
Rogue is
We
like
are
one of the old. If it wasn't for Hank
Yeah.
being there, Rogue would be the oldest X-Men there. So
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody-
we are not.
I
Gonna
mean,
talk about
Wolverine, who dates
Well,
women
sure.
who are like a century younger than
Thank
him.
you. Talk about
Yeah.
grooming. And I don't even know if that would count. I don't know how it works really in fiction like this, but I know it works in real life. So don't do it.
Yeah.
Disco is back. Star Trek Discovery's got a few episodes under its belt now. They're using this weird thing from Star Trek: The Next Generation, kind of a throwaway episode about a species called the progenitors, who basically seeded the entire galaxy billions of years ago.
Hmm.
And now that we're way in the future, I know Discovery's so weird. Now that we're way in the future, they have found sort of clues about these progenitors and are putting together this puzzle to figure out where this super progenitor weapon is. And it's kind of like this. Of course, it's leaning into the nostalgia of the Next Generation, in a cool way.
Sure.
But it's also like this tour of the Federation so far. Like they're going to these different planets. Like they went to Trill, and had like a Trill adventure. It was pretty cool. And yeah, this is the last season for Discovery, so I'm very excited about it. But I really want to talk about Fallout. I don't know if I know Andy has seen it. We've talked about it a little bit. But I'm a big fan of these video games. I mean, I wouldn't say huge fan. It's hard to play these video games if you don't have like a load of time.
Yeah.
But when I did have loads of time, I played the fuck out of this game, and holy shit, this show is dope, dude. It was so much damn fun.
Now, I guess I should say that I've only ever played Fallout New Vegas, which I did love. It was a really good
So
game.
Fallout Fallout New Vegas is the best of the series.
Oh yeah,
Well,
by far.
That is
Well
by
done,
far.
me. But
Yes,
yeah, I'm afraid
good
I haven't.
job.
I'm afraid I haven't seen this yet, but I have heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
only
really
the only
cool.
the only thing people are saying bad about it is probably never picked up any of the games and never played a game of Fallout, so they can go.
And I'm hearing from people who have never played the game and are still enjoying it.
Yeah.
For what it is, and it's almost like the Easter eggs would go both ways. I've heard that
Exactly.
Steam has like a huge resurgence in this game, a bunch of downloads, more players than it's had in like 5-10 years.
Yep.
Some of the older games, and that's great because yeah, you can get a lot of the Easter eggs, sure, by watching the show after you played the game, but I can assume that it goes both ways. You watch the show and then it's like, okay, let me try out this game, and then you'll pick up on those Easter eggs at that
Yeah.
point. So
Now
yeah,
I
very
won't
well
go
done.
back and replay all the games. I do.
Right?
Not
Who's
the
got that
Brotherhood of
much
Steel
time?
expansion set for the first one, but the rest of them I
Yeah,
do want to
right.
play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What'd you guys do this week? Anything cool?
I did go see that Spy Family movie that they released in theaters.
It's called Spy Family.
Gomer, you ignorant slut. Okay, so Spy Family is a really popular anime that's been out for the last few
Oh,
years.
okay. Yeah, that's not my thing.
And I've never
cool. That's cool.
actually seen the show, and I thought
Oh,
I'll go check out this movie, see if I can understand what all the hype is of, because it has been very popular. It's
okay.
extremely stupid of you to have not recognized it when I said it.
It
But
is. I'm out of
yeah.
that. I am truly out of that.
But anyway,
that circle.
but it was good. I can see what all the fuss is about. It's a
Nice.
really fun premise, a fun show. So even as someone who has never seen an episode of it and just kind of understood the premise of it, I still enjoyed myself at that movie.
And I assume it's about a family who are also spies.
Sort of. They all don't know each other's secret identity, though. which
Oh,
kind
so
of
it's like a
adds extra
Mr. and
layer to
Mrs.
it.
Smith, but for the whole
More
family.
like that, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
The
That's
husband is
fun.
like a James Bond style spy. The wife is an assassin who's like an nth degree badass, and the adopted daughter is telepathic, so she knows their shit, but she's likes being part of the family, so she kind of just rolls with it.
Oh, that's interesting.
They also have
yeah,
a
Mom,
precog
Dad's
dog.
totally doing something.
They have a dog.
important.
Hold on. What about the dog?
They have a precog dog who can see the
Oh,
future.
wow.
And since she's psychic, she can see his premonitions of the future. The daughter can.
Weird.
Yeah, the show's just weird all around.
Oh, you have watched the show, Andy.
I've seen bits and pieces of the show.
Okay. There is a
I've not-
secret
He's not
haven't
an
had a chance to
ignorant
drop
buffoon
tonight
like you are,
as
yes.
well.
I am aware of the show. I have seen like 1 or 2 episodes of the show. I've not seen the movie. So
Awesome. What about you, Andy? Anything worth?
finished up Fallout. Completely caught up with X-Men '97.
Nice.
Just waiting for some of the new May releases to drop out or drop down now, because it's getting
Yeah.
towards May. Getting ready for Evil to start up again, which is I think
Right.
starts up in May.
Right. All the new spring. I guess. Yeah, we spring shows coming back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess I should mention that since we last gathered, I did go see that Monkey Man movie that came out.
Oh, the fight
ago.
is a big fight movie, action movie.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
The plot itself is just kind of like generic, like revenge plot or whatever.
Okay.
But it's pretty well made. It's a lot of
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm down on those movies. All right, well, let's do news. We'll do news. Start with that. Kind of expected, but Marvel Valiant IDW artist Jeffrey Vareggi has passed away at the age of 50 after a long battle with lupus. I mean, it was a couple years ago now that his wife basically took over his Twitter and Facebook accounts and started posts on his behalf. And he had this cool mixed style, like traditional native art style with this pop culture lean. And yeah, he had the most unique covers. I love that,
Yeah.
There were dozens of other ones that I could have pulled, man. But yeah, he's going to be missed. It really sucks. Really sucks.
Yeah.
That Red Wolf series was, I think, pretty underrated. I think it got canceled like pretty soon after it came out, but it was a lot of fun.
It was for sure.
God, I
Yeah,
guess that was like
yeah.
8 or 9 years ago now.
Yeah, it was quite
That was
some
a
time ago.
very underrated but very well done comic book.
Yeah.
It should have went places, but it just nobody caught on.
No. Awesome. Yeah. So sad. He will be missed. Thoughts are with him and his family. So, all right, moving on. Valiant is back with. Oh, I should have made this much bigger. So we're getting a bunch of Valiant books the resurgence of the Valiant universe. Now, last year, maybe the year before, Valiant basically sold off the rights to their comics to Alien Publishing, and Alien Publishing now has a plan. So it's already sort of started. If you look, the very Valiant Times, whatever special in February. Just this past week, we had the Bloodshot Unleashed #2. So since March, they've been pushing out these books, Punk Mambo. We got the Live Wire and the Secret Weapons. I'm not even sure what any of this is. But in May, we're getting a new Faith book. We're getting the Valiants. We're getting Exo Manowar Invictus. Bloodshot Unleashed is going to finally wrap in June. A new Rye book. Ninjak versus Roku.
Oh,
I mean,
Ninjak's
this is
coming
what.
back. Yay.
Yeah, dude, Ninjak is fucking coming back. So, I mean, this is what everybody who is a Valiant fan
Besides,
has been waiting on.
Besides Bloodshot, who is like their Bloodshot, I mean, Exo Man of War and
Yeah.
Ninjak are their top 3 big names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ninjak's basically Snake Eyes with some, because he's got tech. Exo Manowar is basically like Iron Man meets Thor, kind of in a way. He's like an alien honored, thing. But, and then you have, I mean, who else?
That's Shadow Man over there on the end with the face paint, right?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Shadow Man. He's kind of like Doctor Strange meets Constantine. All of the characters at Valiant are like mashups of other characters.
Well,
That's how
I
most
mean,
characters are, really.
Every
Shadow-
character is an archetype, right?
Exactly.
Like if you want to draw a comparison between any character and some other character, you could find a way to do it.
Yeah, there's sort of a spectrum where at one far end is Batman and at the other end is Superman, and every character fits in between there somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But
Like, he's
yeah,
not
this
wrong.
is great. This is great. We're getting a new Archer and Armstrong book. Yeah, it's great. We do have some creative teams. It's Fred Van Lint doing a lot of work here, but we also have Jody Hauser. We got Becky Cloonan. Yeah, this is cool, man. I'm stoked for Valiant's resurgence. It's not going to be anywhere as cool as the relaunch that they had, where Dinesh was in charge. It's just not. It's not going to have that much fanfare, but this is cool. This is really cool.
I'm going to be on the wait and see bus.
I am on the wait and see bus as well.
The very Valiant Valentine special was pretty good.
Yeah,
And
it
Bloodshot
was.
Reloaded. Reloaded.
It has
number
been
1
fun.
was
It's been a
good.
little wordy. It's like, why are you saying all this? Let's just get on with the action. And they've got to be trying to build up for movies. Okay, if you talk about Valiant movies and the Bloodshot movie that we did get with Vin Diesel, it had just the worst timing ever. It's not that it was even a bad movie. I mean, if Morbius can go in theaters twice, Bloodshot definitely should have done better than it did.
I never did get a chance to see it because it just came out right as the hammer was falling down on everything.
Yeah, right.
Whenever we mentioned that, when you first mentioned it, I looked into it, and it's like I'm trying to find it to watch for free to see how actually good it was, to see if Vin Diesel was
It's
actually
not available.
good at
I can't find it.
But I can't find it anywhere to watch, like, at all.
Yeah, not even streaming services have it. I'm not sure why.
It's like it doesn't exist. It's like no, it came out.
It was a fine movie. There's absolutely no reason for it not to be, doing its thing. But we'll have more on that in the coming weeks and months. I'll start reading those and see what's up. Okay, here it is, y'all. It's happening. Aliens versus Avengers. We talked about it. Remember?
This should be big dumb fun. This should be like, a neat premise, but they have fucking Jonathan Hickman and Isadra Bick on that. This is like getting Stanley Kubrick to do like a Burger King commercial.
It is. It really, really is, dude.
But it is Stanley Kubrick doing a Burger King commercial, which means it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be great. I mean,
yeah.
I probably was going to check this out anyway because, it's a fun premise. But I was not expecting the level of talent they are throwing at this. I mean, like that Wolverine versus Predator book, that was so much better than it needed to be.
Yeah.
And it seems like once again they are going for, let's put some A-list talent on this. Let's make this like a fucking epic masterpiece when all it needed to be was just dumb fun, like Andy was saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be big dumb fun. It's just gonna be big dumb fun on a grander scale.
I don't think it'll be dumb at all. I think it's going to be big,
yeah, I don't
smart
think so
fun
either.
because
Yeah.
Jonathan Hickman's writing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to do fun things that may seem a little dumb. He's even said probably one of the coolest things about the project is how we found really fun ways to Avengerize aliens and alien up the Avengers. I think fans will be surprised at how elegantly some of those things fit together. It really turned out to be a chocolate and peanut butter situation. So it's a 4-part series. First issue drops July 24th. It's in a new timeline, set many years in the future, and features older, grittier versions of Marvel characters. No word yet if we will have evil corporations, but later on in this show, I guarantee you we will talk about evil corporations.
Yeah, evil corporations are evil.
It also will be the
They
first
do
time
make
readers
fun
will
comic
see.
books, as it turns out, though.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go to like the home of the engineers. First time readers will see certain parts of alien lore. Like Iron Man going to the home of the engineers. I mean, there's so much potential there.
Okay, so
going the Prometheus
Ye-
route.
Yeah.
now, okay, I will say I hate Prometheus, and I will
Yeah.
also say that like Alien never needed to delve into all like the fucking like high sci-fi like.
It didn't. No.
Actually, when you were talking earlier about like the progenitors, whatever, like oh shit, are they doing like Prometheus shit? But
They kind of are. Yeah, they kind of are.
but like
Now,
Iron Man doing that though does sound like a fun idea. Like it's
Exactly.
taking all the parts of Alien that I think are the worst parts of Alien, but it could be a rather neat setup, you know, the way that they
Right.
compare the characters. that
Prometheus was
should
a
be
good
there.
movie. Prometheus was a good movie until it turned into an alien movie. Then it became
Oh,
bad.
mean,
I agree. I agree 100%. If
Agree
it
to
was out of
disagree
the
on that, but
well,
whatever.
if it was out of the alien universe, it still
If there was no
worked as a movie.
xenomorphs, if there was no xenomorphs in Prometheus, it would be
Right.
a really great movie, and we'd still be talking about
You'd
it.
still have
ground-
running away from the ring
I
instead
know.
of
Go
running
left.
sideways.
Turn
Yeah.
left. Turn left.
Yes, the old school joke of the Prometheus running away from things. Yes, we get it, but still,
It's
it's
so funny, dude.
until
So
the
funny.
xenomorphs get introduced in that movie, it is a great movie.
Yeah,
Then
I
it just
actually
goes
like it.
sideways.
I actually like it. I think it's fun, but I mean, after Aliens, there's not really much there, you know, in that universe.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Um,
I mean, there's been exactly 2 good Alien movies, you know. But
Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
they don't have numbers after them or
Yeah.
versus predators in their
I
title.
like the Versus movies
I
too,
mean,
but
versus
yeah, they're
Predator
not
is
great.
like
They're not
it's
great.
dumb but fun. But like
Yeah.
Alien and Aliens are like the only like actually good Alien movies.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, and it depends.
Yeah, and I'd actually call them
It
great
doesn't matter.
movies.
It doesn't matter which one you
Oh,
like
for sure.
better. It's the
Like classic.
it's do you like this version of peanut butter better or this version of peanut butter better? When
Right.
it comes to
right.
alien,
I
the
mean,
two alien
arguably,
movies.
the original Alien movie is maybe the best slasher movie of all time.
And Aliens is arguably the best sequel of all time.
That's
Exactly.
up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, really, really, really looking forward to Hickman you know, picking this up. And is Hickman just doing whatever the fuck he wants now at Marvel? They're like, hey, these are the projects available. He gets first billing. You're like, okay, I'll do Aliens and Avengers. You get 4 issues. It's like, okay.
Oh, I bet
thank
he
you.
jumped on that. He's like, okay, I'm almost done with Gods, and I'm still doing Ultimate Spider-Man, right? And he's there to go like,
Yeah.
here you go. This,
Oh, we haven't talked enough about Assad Rabik because he's going to absolutely knock it out of the park drawing Xenomorphs.
Oh, I bet
I'm
he
sure.
had so
Oh.
much fucking fun.
oh, I can't wait
drawing
to see
this,
that. I
dude.
can't wait to see that.
I bet he had just a
Oh, they're gonna be so nice.
yeah, just a ball doing that shit. All right, moving on. Finally, and this might take a while. X-Men news. Okay, we have updates on this. We know what was coming. These 3 main X-Men books, and then we got these 6 teasers. We got half of the information in the past week. So we get X-Force, Jeffrey Thorne and Marcus 2 begins this July 31st. Forge is building the team from the ground up because he sees the world as broken and needs to fix it. And since he's, got a weird power, he wants to fix the broken world. He's going to have help from Rachel Summers, Betsy Braddock, Sage, Surge, and Tank. Plus, every threat, every issue he's going to deal with, well, maybe not every issue, maybe every arc, but the team is going to be dealing with a different threat, and he'll recruit a specialist for each target. So it's going to be a revolving door of guest stars, and first up is Deadpool, which is fitting, you know,
Yeah,
X-Force.
and
Deadpool.
that's a fun way to do it. I mean, especially
Oh,
like
yeah.
the whole premise of X-Force is that they're like the strike force for the mutant world. That makes
Yeah.
sense, you know, that you'd like put together the team, you know, as it were.
Yeah.
I can hear the A-Team theme in the background for this. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
right.
dun.
No shit. I think I know who Surge is. I don't know who Tank is. Is Tank? Who is
I
Tank?
assume it's the big guy in the back.
the big red
don't
guy in the back.
recognize him.
Yeah, I do not recognize it. Is that one of Doom's mutants that he had hanging out?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right. Still pretty cool.
He
fun
had
team.
Lava Fist, the big.
Oh yeah,
demon
that's right. He
mutant.
did
Yeah.
have Lava Fist. But yeah, I love Rachel. I love, you know, Betsy. Sage is fucking cool as shit. She's like the only real carryover from the last X-Force team. And then Surge is fun, you know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Still bottom of my list so far out of these three.
It makes sense that Forge is leading the team, though.
In terms of him wanting to fix a broken system, yes, since that's like kind of his deal is to build systems.
Mhm.
Looking at it from that direction is an interesting and unique direction to go for a team that is used to just going in and ripping shit up. You know, he's a builder, and X-Force is typically known as something that is not going to build; they're going to do the opposite. So,
We're
yeah,
here
I
to
like
break
that
things.
unique take. Yeah, I like that unique take for sure. All right, and then we get to Phoenix. Stephanie Phillips, Alessandro Miracolo. Also July. This is July 17th. She's Jean Grey. She's Phoenix. She saves the world. She brings death. One woman alone in space who not only must do what no one else can, she yearns to an SOS from Nova, love Nova, brings the Phoenix to the edge of a black hole where hundreds of lives hang in the balance, and whatever Jean does or fails to do will bring darkness to the universe and haunt her in ways she can scarcely imagine. Seems kind of boilerplate for Phoenix, you know, cosmic stuff going on. This is, of course, spinning out of the, you know, the stuff that we're having at the end of Krakoa, where she dies and she's in the white hot room, and her and the Phoenix, you know, came back together, and they're back together now. But what I'm really hoping this does is sets off a new space line. Okay, we need that space line back. We'll talk about it next week, but Annihilation 2099 has been announced. Okay, great. I don't want that. I want Guardians. I want Nova. I think the X-Men really kind of, well, not X-Men, but Marvel really kind of missed an opportunity to build up their galactic stuff, their space stuff during the Krakoan age. It was a perfect opportunity to build that greater portion of shit up, and they didn't. And I'm hoping that Phoenix can do that. But that's really my only takeaway from the Phoenix book. I just don't know. Nothing on Phoenix. Okay.
No,
good.
I just seem. I think it's gonna be the same old for Jean.
Yeah, me
as
too.
Phoenix.
Me too.
I mean,
I mean,
unless they inject something new into it,
Mhm.
where it's more on the grander scale of the Marvel universe, I don't think it's gonna be anything important.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really know what to say about this. They just, you know, the character usually does not carry her own book for a very long time, so
Right.
it'd be interesting to see what they do with this. But you know, I'm not super jazzed about this one.
Yeah, me neither. But when I am super jazzed about, to borrow a phrase, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzig, the Hive Mind, together with Francesco Mortarino, NYX. Here we go, dude. It's Miss Marvel embracing her mutant life in the neon streets of the Lower East Side. It's Anol trying to keep his head above water. Can you tell the Hive Mind wrote this solicit?
Yes, they did.
This is Wolverine in the shadows of Bushwick protecting her own. This is Prodigy writing history as it happens. And Sophie Cuckoo, the most compelling of this team, I'm sorry, finding her own way. That is fucking dope. This is a team of Miss Marvel misfits, okay? X-Men misfits. Maybe not Miss Marvel, but in her new position as a mutant, as probably one of the most well-known mutants right now, just because of her high-profile reveal that she was actually a mutant. This is awesome. This is mutant community. This is mutant pride. This comes out July 24th. I am stoked about this, dude. I cannot fucking wait.
This is gonna be the best new X book.
I think
Yeah,
so, too.
this is far and away the one I'm most excited about. It has the character I care the most about, Miss Marvel, and it also has the creative team I'm most excited about.
Yeah, it's got a better supporting cast, in my opinion, too. They are compelling characters in their own right in terms of
You got the
trying to find their
Prodigy.
way.
You got Prodigy. It's been a while since we've seen Prodigy.
Yeah, I will say that like Anale or whatever his name is, the green guy. I've seen him in a
Ano.
bunch of books. Like he was in. What's his name?
Anole, Anole, like the
I
inside.
think that's Anale because you're saying
Oh.
anal, and that cannot possibly be
I
right.
thought the name of the animal was anole, Anole. It's like a lizard.
There's no
PG
way.
like a
13, Gomer.
lizard.
PG 13.
Whatever. The point is that I've seen him in like New
Yeah.
Mutants and stuff. I don't really have much opinion on this character, even though I've read him in books and stuff. He's just kind of a nothing character, honestly. But
this one is anole, or
whatever.
anole. Anyway, it's based off the lizard. Like, you're right though. It does sound weird. Anyway, yeah, I'm stoked about this. I love these characters. I love this creative team. Yes, bring this shit on. Bring this book on. So that's only 3 of the books. Actually, 3 of the 9. We know 6 of the 9 now. We'll also get some word on the new X Factor book, the Storm book, and the Wolverine book. Mostly there, we just want to see creative teams. We know what a Storm book is going to be. We know what a Wolverine book is going to be. We probably know what an X Factor book is going to be.
We can make educated guesses, but yeah,
Yeah.
Storm and Wolverine are, that's probably going to be what it says on the tin there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be following Storm, doing her thing. Who knows where she's going to end up, though? In the context of the Krakoan age, she has definitely had one of the most high-profile characters in all of that. When she showed up, the shit was going to hit the fan. She was put in a big position of power, no matter where she was. She was always in on shit, and her coming out of the Krakoan age, it's going to be really fun to see that aftermath. To see where she goes from here. You can't really go higher than what Storm was during the Krakoan age. She was at the height of her. Just everything.
I think she was basically the Queen of Mars, yeah.
Yeah, and Wolverine will just be Wolverine, but I am interested in X Factor. And, of course, we got these coming from just, a bunch of great writers and creators. But they really have their work cut out for them because the Hive Mind might just put them all under. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They really know what the fuck
fact
they're
that
doing.
the Hive Mind is working with Miss Marvel and all the rest of the, like you said, the community. It's mutant community, mutant pride.
Yes.
It's
yes. It's a great
and the way they
opportunity.
wrote this solicited, and it's like, oh my god, these guys are just gonna have like, oh, look at all the toys we get to play with, and what we're gonna do with them. It's like,
Yes. Yeah,
Kenton and Lenning
100%.
are gonna kill this out of the
Yeah.
park. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, 100%. I'm stoked. All right, that's it. Let's do food.
Mmm,
We'll do a
yummy.
quick CoCo. But anyway, food's kind of weird this week. They're doing a Sonic menu at IHOP. It's not even like they're really like.
They do this every once in a while.
Yeah, they do this every now and again. So, limited edition Sonic the Hedgehog gift cards are online and at select restaurants through May 5th. And you can go and try a Sonic-inspired menu, 6 different items, like the Sonic Blue Blur Special.
Okay.
Buttermilk pancakes with double the blueberries.
I'm gonna spoil the lead here. The Tails one, is a standard product at IHOP.
All of these are that was the whole point. All of these are standard products. They're just renaming them.
It's just blueberry pancakes and like bacon, eggs, and pancakes and
Eggs Benedict, Dr. Eggman's Benedict, which is the wittiest one, which is very witty. But yeah, it's all the same shit. Knuckles chicken sandwich, that makes no fucking sense.
Maybe it's spicy.
Onion rings. It does come with onion rings.
It says it's classic chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it's just the classic chicken sandwich.
Well, I guess Knuckles is famously a huge coward.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, so that's the good one. Go to IHOP, get some Sonic food.
It just occurred to me.
Please.
I'm amazed that like Sonic has never done a thing with Sonic the Hedgehog.
No shit. I don't know why they wouldn't, but yes, that seems like very low hanging fruit.
But I mean, this is just like this is fine. It's whatever. I mean, it seems harmless enough.
Yeah. All right. Avocado milkshake, Carl's Jr.
Ew,
I had to have an ew one. Even though it was only this weekend to celebrate Earth Day, they said, but really it's a green, weird tasting milkshake for stoners.
I mean, I'm not a huge avocado guy, but I have to imagine, even for like the avocado enthusiasts out there, why the fuck would you want that in a milkshake?
Mm-hmm.
How does that even work? Actually, I'm just confused because that makes no sense.
It's with real avocados. It's a creamy treat crafted with avocados, milk, and vanilla ice cream.
No, that's no.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it. I do not want it. Yeah, I don't like it. So there you go. There's your food news for this week, y'all. Let's do a moment, and then we'll just make it really quick because not a lot happened. All right. Commander number 4, Williamson, Andrea Milano, Annalisa Leone. Basically a filler issue. Nemesis Enforcer continues to beat up the Dreadnoks because that's what he fucking does. But Cobra Commander finds the secret. A scientist held against his will and forced to discover the secrets of this new energy. He created all sorts of weapons. But now the mission is over, and Enforcer's like, okay. This wasn't actually my mission. My mission was to make sure that you did not actually complete your mission. Which is kind of a good reveal, but it's like we already knew that. Somehow Cobra Commander kind of gets over on Nemesis Enforcer, which is fun because it does show that these new weapons do the work, get shit done. And so now he's leaving for Cobra Law, and they have no need for Cobra Commander now they got this scientist. So, of course, Destro shows up at the end after the Dreadnoks tell Cobra Commander who's been, buying all their shit. Yeah, not a bad issue, but again, it felt kind of like a filler issue. I don't know. I wanted a little bit more than what we got here. It just felt like more of the same, kind of a stretching of the story instead of adding something material. Destro can't be your cliffhanger for 2 issues of a 5-issue miniseries. He just can't. I'm sorry. It's stupid. It's stupid. Still enjoying the series overall, still enjoying the Energon universe overall. That issue of Transformers number 7, holy shit. That was fucking amazing. So yeah, the Energon universe is still really going really well for me. Anybody else read Cobra Commander?
I read Cobra Commander.
It was good. Huh? Good.
It was good. It was good. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's like it was kind of weird how it was weird pacing a little bit for me for this issue, but still Cobra Commander getting one over on Nemesis was kind of hilarious. I was just kind of like, just laughed a little bit. Cool. But other than that, it's just like, and there's Destro going like, I'm on Mars. It's like, yeah, you were there last month.
Though, yeah, you were there last time. So
it's weird. Nothing new added to the story. It's more of just Cobra Commander being a badass. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we got Duke finale next week. I'm not sure. I'll have to look, but we will talk about it tomorrow if it does. So come back then. Let's do reviews. Great week this week. I say that great. It was good. It was like really good. My honorable mention is probably something that Taylor's going to mention. Nightwing number 300. It's actually
that's an honorable mention for me too.
Okay, good. This was really fun. The most fun that I had with a book, I think, this week outside of anything actually happening. Basically, Dick just gets the keys to the city of Bloodhaven.
Yeah,
this was really cool. All of his friends, cheering for him. This great Marv Wolfman. This is Marv fucking Wolfman.
He actually wrote it himself too.
Yeah.
Oh, and the place was Marv and George's,
Yeah, for George Perez.
And George would have been proud of you too. It was very sweet. Knowing that it was Marv Wolfman who actually wrote the words here, it does carry a lot of impact. And also, hey, we get at least a couple of pages of Bruno Redondo on the book. But nothing really happens in this issue.
Nothing happens. They eat pizza.
But they do. But it's a nice little moment for Nightwing, like it's us getting to see like the fruits of his labor, the good deeds he's been doing with all his money, doing good for a lot of people. That is cool to see, and it's also cool to see like people coming together from his life to celebrate him. And like you showed the montage there. But
that was really fun. This was really cool.
It was a very sweet issue, even if, like we were saying, nothing really happens here.
Yeah. I loved this cover as well. Probably one of my favorite covers of the year. Just Bruno Redondo showing out.
This is just what he does best. It's really good work.
But my number 3 is Fall of the House of X number 4.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I hated this issue.
Are you kidding me?
I absolutely hated this.
Oh my gosh! Because of Charles? Because of what Charles did?
It just jumps around. I have no fucking idea how any of these characters got to where they got to, and just Charles fucking like nuking a goddamn spaceship is a shitty bit of character assassination. Yes. When the fuck did Apocalypse get here?
I know. I mean, he does show up. He has been making the journey.
When?
some of the
When did
books.
he make a journey? I don't remember the last time I even saw Apocalypse.
Oh,
in, like,
man.
in that X-Men Red book, I guess. But
Yeah.
when did this happen?
You
Characters
didn't like
just-
Manifold being a badass in this?
He wasn't a badass. He just teleported people. That's just what he
No,
fucking
he
does.
teleports the space station into the other ship, into that ship.
Okay, sure, yeah, that's cool.
That's the reason I like this, because of big moments. Okay, this is an X-Men event. That's what you need. Wrong slide, getting some closure. I mean, and ending with fucking Storm.
that
Big,
was
huge
nice
moment.
enough, but just
I loved everything going on here. This whole Krakoa thing with, I mean, I thought it was great, dude. I had such a good
I
time
don't
with this
remember
issue.
Krakoa being in the position he was in. I don't remember Apocalypse being in the position he was being in. This cover is a complete fucking lie. This doesn't.
Yes, the cover is so
isn't
wrong.
even in this issue.
She's not even in this.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm
had
just kind of indifferent about it. It had a lot of good, but also it's like kind of less like, it's there.
So we really ran the spectrum from like making
We
it a
really
top
did.
3, very neutral reaction from
Yeah,
Andy,
right.
and I hated this.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I can understand that. I had a great time
It
with
was there. It was there, but it's like
Well-
a couple of good moments, but it's like top 3. No, it's not top 3.
You know, normally I feel bad about dragging your pick like this, but you do this enough to Dave that I think you have this coming.
Oh yes, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Cool. We'll move on. Taylor. Honorable mentions. Top 3.
The honorable mention for Nightwing. Nothing really happened in Black Panther, so it kind of gets an honorable mention because it still had like cool dialogue and artwork.
Oh, it was written well, but no, nothing happened.
Written well, but yeah, this is very much
another
a bridge
thing where
issue.
nothing happened.
Yeah,
but we got to the end, and the big end is like, here's the big ball, and it's like, what is that? I'm like, we're not gonna tell you, and it's like,
Yeah.
why not?
So yeah, like
Why wouldn't you
basically,
tell
like
me?
this whole issue is just a conversation between Shuri and Okoye, and a conversation between T'Challa and Killmonger, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's really all that happens in this issue.
Yep. Storm
Anyway.
shows up and says some cool shit,
Sure,
like
yeah.
always, but
Like
yeah,
she
nothing
does, yeah.
happened. Yeah, but nothing happened.
All right. My number 3 this week though is Batman Off-World number 4.
Oh man, this was my favorite panel. Batman. What planet do Batmans come from? Just classic Jason Aaron.
Yeah, I mean Jason Aaron does a great
They come
job.
from the
Like
planet Batman.
Yeah.
Jason Aaron is very efficient. Like we've never seen these motherfuckers before. They were
Right.
introduced to us the last issue of this, but like he does a great job establishing like these are terrible, scary people, and like Batman's really up
makes them
against a
funny.
daunting challenge here. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
funny, but they're also like intimidating because like the little guy there, he fucked up the guy who was like the previous wall that Batman was trying to climb,
Like this whisperer kind of guy.
like says one word to him and it just completely fucking obliterates the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. There was a Transformer in IDW comics who could do that.
but it is really
Darn,
cool
that was
seeing Batman just like going around being this freedom fighter, like taking
It
on
is.
intergalactic empire, and
Yeah.
it's Jason Aaron doing Jason Aaron shit. It's
Yeah.
Which is the best thing ever.
It's
It
just
is.
get all the toys, do the wildest, craziest shit you can imagine. With like, you never see Batman get to do these kind of things really, and it's a really fun take.
It is. My favorite part of this, besides him fighting the Thanagarian or whatever, was them going to Gotham and Commissioner Gordon saying, "Nah, shut it off. He ain't coming." And then Batman like worrying about that very same thing. What if
Yeah.
Two-Face is? That was really cool to bring it home like that. But I've got to do this. I've got to do this. So.
Yeah, like it makes sense because like Batman is a person who like the core of his character is that he cannot turn away from someone who needs help.
Exactly. Yes. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Yeah. Great choice. Fun book. Still got a couple more issues of that. I think there's still a couple.
I think it's a 6-issue mini.
Yeah. Andy, honorable mentions.
My honorable mention goes to the finale of Kill Your Darlings number 8.
I've got it. There it is.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm behind on this. Sorry, I'm behind on
No, it's
this.
fine. It's okay to be behind. This has been a nice little run. The ending kind of fell a little soft for me. I thought it was going to be a little bit more grander, but it's still a great series overall. So it was pretty good.
Nice.
But there's a lot of good books this week.
Yeah.
My number 3 goes to Animal Pound number 3.
Nice. I am behind on this as well, but I heard this is the one where it all turns. Everything turns.
This is your turning point right here. This is where if you're talking about evil corporations, this is evil government type stuff.
Nice.
This is more of the like. So there was this like great tension building moment where it's like where the dog name is the dog's actually named Piggy, which I think is hilarious because it's supposed to represent the pigs and Animal Farm, and he's the one who's like the evil like person, the evil dog behind everything. He's like pulling all these strings, and it's like, but it's like it kind of gets almost found out a little bit, and it's just kind of this like, oh, but it's just like, oh, I'm gonna squash the rebellion type stuff, and it's really well done.
Nice.
It's got a nice little nods to all the other Animal Farm-esque like things that have happened between Animal Farm in this that's come out, but it's really well done. I think it's really worth looking into if you really like Animal Farm or any of the other Animal Farm-esque things that have come out.
Animal Castle.
But this, yeah.
Very nice.
But
well,
I think
we'll talk about Tom King again here in a little bit.
Yeah, but it's election season, so that's what.
There you go. Oh gosh, already season.
It's
only April. Shit.
That's what this was about. It was about the election. Election's coming up.
Nice. Cool.
It was
all
good
right,
fun. It was good fun.
Oh, go ahead.
Nice. Yeah, it was good. It's good fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings it back to me. Al Ewing and yes, believe it or not, Greg Land. Roxxon presents Thor #1.
This is my #1.
This is my #1 also.
This is just amazing. It's perfectly done.
This is a gas.
Satire.
This is just a lot of fun.
Perfectly done.
This
satire. That's really all you can say.
Yeah, I mean, every aspect of this is just pitch perfect. Like you might flip through this and not even realize like the things you're showing right there. Like they made some spoof ads to sprinkle into this. I also like microtransaction wars from like the end of the comic and things like that.
And then this where Thor's like, wait, what?
Yeah, we cut away from like the story real quick to kind of get like we cut away from the story within the story to get back to like just immortal Thor here.
Yeah,
yes.
But like
reading the comic, breaking a wall of some kind.
But yeah, this just like the fucking narration, the goddamn like the annotations, everything about this is just such a great spoof of comics and of like corporate culture and like
society
placement and and all that stuff.
And that's what you're supposed to satirize. Every damn thing.
It even pulls back the curtain a little bit and like kind of like yo, you're kind of complicit in this, comic reader holding this issue.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly, dude. I mean, Al Ewing is smart, and this is probably one of the smartest comics that he's ever written. It reminded me of Mark Russell. I'm reading it. It's like, man, Mark Russell should have wrote this. It feels like Mark Russell.
If you took the names off and you told me this was like a Mark Russell book, I would have believed it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we've talked shit on this guy for fucking years, maybe decades. This might be the best goddamn comic that Greg Land has ever drawn.
Greg Land is the perfect pick for something like this.
Yes.
Because it is all just like, models mugging for the camera. And that's the fucking point of this particular issue,
Yes, dude. Yeah. I loved this so much. I had such a good time with this. I'm really happy you guys enjoyed it too. But really, there's not much to say. It's just satire against commercialism.
It really is just a satire. Honestly, the thing that makes it my #1, that edges out the other book that you mentioned earlier that might have been my #1 otherwise, is just how this is such a perfect insert into the story that they're telling in Immortal Thor.
Exactly.
Right. Like the part where they cut away there that you were showing, like this fits so well within an already great comic book. This is like a perfect supplement for that.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah. So fucking well done. I loved it.
The whole entire thing was just like we're talking about evil corporations. This is what if an evil corporation took over Thor, and Thor just kind of goes, "Wait, hold on a second, no."
Yeah, he's like,
brief moment.
Yeah.
Now, for me, where he said like this is like Marvel taking the chance, like, see how much worse we could be.
Dude, right?
Yeah. Do you see how much we restrict ourselves?
But no. What a fun way to put it.
But look, we got Al Ewing writing, and he does a great job. So.
No, I mean honestly, like Al Ewing's doing brilliant work, and this was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, even at the beginning, like Odin is talking to Thor, and he's like, "You're gonna get a haircut, my kid's no bum," and
Yeah.
It just started
And the
this
fucking
perfect
hammer
ball
car.
rolling.
Well, the whole
Yeah,
entire
the hammer
the whole
car.
entire-
Oh, it's very rectangular.
And like the authentication he has to do with the stupid thing that like he
Yeah.
has to
So rad.
confirm confirmation and
Yeah, just
the
very
whole
well
entire
done.
haircut thing was a nice nod to the MCU, though.
It was. There were other nods to the MCU in this as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're really leaning into. Well,
like,
I don't
how-
know if they're
how
leaning
dare
into
you
it.
become
It's
part of the
impossible not to.
corporate machine?
If you're doing
Yeah.
a satire like this, it's impossible not to. If
Make
you're
fun
going
of
to
the corporate
satire
machine as
your
cause-
own,
that right up to
company.
Gomer's alley too, like the way that like this is the way the corporations want us to view protesters, and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
protest, but buy Coke while you're protesting. Taylor,
All
number
we know
two.
how to do is complain,
Exactly. Yeah, I loved it. All right, cool. Number two.
My number two, probably predictably, is Wonder Woman, number 8.
Yeah,
Wonder
it was very
Woman.
difficult for me to choose what to take from this, and I think this page sums it up perfectly. What this issue was about.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot
this-
here. This is
there's
deep.
so-
This is hard
this
to talk
is-
about. It's hard
this
to talk
has
about.
a lot to fucking say,
Yeah,
Like,
and that's why it's so hard
honestly-
to talk about because it's not really
Yeah.
saying it to me; it's saying it at me in a
Yeah,
way,
like,
and that's okay. I appreciate it for it, but
I mean, honestly, the thing that makes this what I think is honestly the most difficult part of this to accept is the fact that it is a dude writing it.
right.
This would be a better message coming from a woman, but I guess Tom
Right.
King can't do anything about that. But
Right.
but that being said, though, like this is such a great look at how like religion and power structures and everything else kind
Yeah.
of gets latticed on in such a way to benefit people who are in positions of power.
That's what
And
it felt
it's-
like to me. The
yeah.
patriarchy versus everything else.
Yeah, I
and
mean, this
just
has been
makes-
Wonder Woman
yeah.
versus the patriarchy. That is what
Yes, it
this
has.
entire run
Yeah,
has been.
this is the whole
Except for
entire thing's
that,
been
like, except for that, like, side story thing with Superman at like Galactic Mall or whatever last issue.
Yeah.
That's pretty much every issue of this has been a takedown of patriarchy. And we have the ultimate like fuck yeah moment. Like a couple issues back when like Wonder Woman is like throwing the Washington Monument and like
Oh my gosh.
decking like Darkseid's daughter and things like that. Those are awesome like fuck yeah moments. The ultimate fuck yeah moment in here is like when she shatters the fucking lasso of lies
Yeah.
and like starts choking the king, and it's like I love her put down. Like, you tiny little nothing.
Yeah.
All you are is a stupid old man with a magic rope.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about you, you idiot. You
Yeah.
know?
And I also liked how, I mean, and it's really, again, it's really difficult for me to talk about this book because I don't know if I have the point of view, but because Tom King wrote it, maybe I do.
Well, yeah,
But
that's an
she's
interesting thing
going-
to talk about. Like,
But
Tom
she's
King
talking
is
about her
an,
mom. Like,
Tom
Mom,
King-
you told me that this is
Yeah.
the way it's supposed to go. And your mom's like, well, maybe
I love that
lied.
response. Like, oh no, she didn't say she lied. She's like, yeah, I did tell you that. You've never believed a fucking thing I ever told you. So why are you starting
Right.
now? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
And,
but
yeah.
that is interesting to think about, though. Like, Tom King is perhaps an imperfect person to be delivering that message, and we are perhaps imperfect people to be talking about the message.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's a little weird here, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I
read it
still
and
enjoy
was
the
just
hell
like,
out of it.
I was just so impressed by it. And then I was like, at the end, I was like, damn, it's going to be hard for me to talk about how impressed I was about this book,
Yeah,
you know? And Steve is like a huge douchebag in this. I loved it. He was just like the perfect douchebag. Just perfect. Perfect
Oh,
douchebag.
yeah.
Is his name Steve? Is
well,
Captain
yeah.
Steve?
Well, to be fair, this is like
Yeah, Mystery
weird-
World.
This isn't
Hypnosis
this-
World. Yeah.
the actual Steve, whose flesh and blood in this book hasn't been this like fucking douchebag. But yes,
Yeah.
like fucking like
Mad Men. It reminded me of Mad Men. That
yeah,
sort of
fucking like
vibe.
Mad Men. Steve was like such a fucking turd in this issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
but-
hey, it shouldn't be lost upon us that the fucking King of America here, he is quoting the Bible the whole
Oh,
fucking time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all these
Yeah.
misogynistic verses from the Bible that put
Yeah.
women down and try to put women in their place in the context of the patriarchy, you know? And
Yeah. Just the worst parts of it, by the way.
it's really, really, again, that's another difficult reason why it's difficult to talk about this book. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
King
it-
wanted to make you uncomfortable in a very important way, and
Exactly.
he did it. I mean, this is an Eisner nomination worthy issue. Period.
It is. Yeah. I mean, this
Yeah.
this has a lot to think about. Like, I haven't like had a book that felt like it was challenging like a lot of preconceptions the way that this book did. You know, not in a long time at least.
And I'm not sure there is another character in all of comics that you can use to tell this story.
Oh, absolutely
Because
not. No.
Wonder Woman is
Yeah.
such a powerful woman. She's the power
She
woman
is the
in comics.
icon. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She
she's part of
is
the
the
big three of
female
DC.
icon. Yeah. So yeah, just really well done, dude. I adored it. I adored that issue. All right, number 2, Andy.
Mine number
no idea
2
what it's gonna
is
be.
from is from Boom Studios. It's Blown Away number 1.
Yeah, I got the cover. I did not read this either. From the
So
solicit, a camera woman sees a murder in the wilderness,
yeah,
and
she
then it's all
does.
intrigue from then on.
But what happens when you get stuck with the murderer and you can't go anywhere?
Oh, so it's like a misery then on top of it?
It's kind of so she's out there in the wilderness taking photographs, and she sees 2 climbers nearby, but she doesn't know that she witnesses a murder. She probably witnessed murder, she probably didn't. So it's kind of like I got this rear window-esque type thing going on
Okay.
right away.
Okay.
And then she meets up with one of the climbers, and it's just like, well, what happened to your partner? It's like, oh, he whatever. You kind of just sloughs it off. It's like, oh, whatever type thing. It's like, oh, he's
Oh,
coming, or
weird.
you're like,
Okay.
okay. You get this kind of like, and they're isolated. There's like nobody else around for miles, and it's like, oh no. It's got
Oh,
that
that
nice
sounds
tension
cool.
building. It's got that nice little edge tension building that I like when you're getting in that isolation horror. And it's like,
Nice.
did you see what you actually thought you saw? Or is there something else going on? Or, you got this nice little line between did you imagine it? Or it's like because, you want to believe the person that you're talking to, but do you
You
fully
want to
trust
believe
them?
your eyes too.
You want to believe your eyes too. What did you
Wow,
actually
that's
see? But
cool.
it lays it just right. It doesn't overplay it much, but I mean, it's a little slow, but it has great tension building.
Nice. Nice. Dude, good call. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna if I had to find a copy of that
Yeah,
because I
when they
couldn't find a
when
copy.
they first meet up, when the photographer and the sole survivor of the 2 cliff climbers meet up for the first time, that is just pitch perfect tension
Awesome.
building.
Nice.
Just that little interaction between the 2 of them is just like, oh.
When they first
And
meet, it's like,
when they
oh, like
first
he can
meet,
almost see it on her face.
you can almost you can kind of tell that he knows.
That's awesome. Yeah,
But
that's got a lot of
they
potential.
leave enough there to kind of leave a little bit more mystery on the table, which is really great. I mean, it's like, is the actual other guy dead, or is like he's just trying to, you know, went somewhere else or something? There's enough there, but it's like, oh no, come on, you totally killed him, but still.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that dude. That sounds cool. All right, we end with me because Taylor and Andy both have a number 1 with the Roxanne Presents Store #1. Fantastic book,
Can't
but
believe this wasn't your number 1, Gomer.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. Star Trek number 19.
How did I know this was gonna be your number 1?
Jesus, man, this was so damn cool. Start of a new art. Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzig, Megan Levins doing the art on this. So it turns out that the Vulcan science officer, Talir, is no Vulcan at all. He's an Organian.
How dare he?
They're a godlike race. So it seems like when Kalis was attacking all these godlike species with the Bajoran orb of destruction, he altered the very fabric of space-time, and now it's threatening the destruction of several godlike species. I mean, this series just shows no signs of slowing down. We're still getting all these cool Easter eggs. We're still getting all of this cool crew. We go to Utopia Planitia in the Mars orbit. That's where Cisco, that was his first gig in Starfleet. I mean, I love this fucking book. And then they add Section 31. What? Oh shit! My jaw hit the ground. We're also leaning into older stories from these characters, like Cisco dealing with the prophets. We have this godlike, species. So Dr. Crusher is now talking about seeing Wesley again. That was teased quite a bit in this issue. Not a lot happened in this issue, but every page was just like, yes, oh yeah, oh hell yeah, and then Section 31. So Star Trek just shows no signs of slowing down. See, Taylor told me, no, dude, don't retire this series. You know, it's your thing. If you love it, you know, don't retire it. If I would have retired this, yeah, Thor #1 definitely would have been, you know, my #1 this week. But I can't get enough of that Trek, man. It's never been a better time to be a Trek fan.
It
Never,
really hasn't. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, it is a good time to be a Trek fan.
Trek fans are eating well the last few years.
Yeah. All right. Awesome, dude. That's us. We appreciate everybody hanging out. If you like what we're doing, definitely check out what the Comic Book Bullies are doing. Leroy and Eli do a show every night on Sunday. Go check them out. If you want links to everything they got going on and everything we got going on, go to outrightgeekery.com. All the audios, videos, all the good stuff that you want, including the group No Bullying. Go over to the group on Facebook. Have a great time, kicking it, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of problems maybe last week with some pullback, but Andy is just on fire banning people.
Hey, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. I don't care, people. You can come at me all you want to. I'm just gonna laugh at the fact that you can't literally pick up a book and read it.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
It says right there, right in the beginning. Literally in the beginning.
Yeah. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be doing our preview show, talking about all the new books coming out next week. I haven't even gotten an opportunity to look at them, but I'm sure it's going to be some good stuff. So come back next week. We're going to do this all over again with news and reviews and all that good stuff. But again, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We really appreciate it. But most of all, thanks to these guys for hanging out with this guy.
Hey.
No problem.
We are going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.